All right, it's 10 o'clock. I'll go ahead and give a brief description here. It's Friday, so congratulations on making it through the week. We're going to go ahead and do something a little different today. Every single workout, good morning, every single workout that we've done up until this point has been circuit-based. And what I mean by that is that it's one set of something for X amount of time, and you just go to something else. You go to the next exercise, same idea. You get longer breaks when it's all said and done. So that's conducted and done in a circuit structure. So today we're actually going to go more towards the way that I actually train myself and train other patients, is to do exercise a couple sets, exercise a couple sets, exercise a couple sets. Not everything has to be circuit based. So we're going to do that today. I got about 5 or 6 exercises here. We're going to do 2 sets of 10 of all of them before we move on to the next exercise. And we'll see where that gets us as far as time. Maybe we'll have, if there's time, maybe we'll do some stretching at the end. But let's go ahead and get started, guys. We're still going to want to do some form of a warm-up. So let's go ahead and shake things out and let's get our jog in place going for about 60 seconds. I'm just bouncing up on the balls of my feet here. Sorry for the camera. Give me some arm circles, just something to get the upper body moving while the lower body's moving. "15 seconds and then we'll get started. I'm just shaking things out. "5 seconds. And rest. Alrighty, guys. So like I said in the description, a couple sets of everything, 2 sets of 10, and then we'll actually go on to the next exercise. So very much so strength and endurance based as opposed to cardio. So the first thing we're going to do is a leg tap to the side. And we're going to focus on our balance on that stance leg, the leg that is not doing the movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze our butt muscle on that stance leg, and I'm going to tap a leg out to the side. There is a little bit of exercise going on here, but the main part of the exercise is to stabilize and balance yourself on that one leg while this leg does really whatever it wants. But in this case, we're doing side taps. So we'll do both sides, a set of 10, take a break, and then do it again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything's here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to switch legs. I'm going to do my best to go at a slow pace because with time, you can knock out as many reps as you want in that amount of time. Where here we're sticking to 10. So I'm going to try to go at a pace that almost everybody can achieve. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest. So we're going to do that same thing again. That would be get our 2 sets of 10 for both legs. It's really a balance exercise, a stability exercise. You're still going to get some work on that movement leg. So that's why it's a good exercise. It's kind of a 2-for-1. But my main goal is to slowly but surely enhance your balance on that stance leg. As far as rest is concerned, these are not strenuous exercises. So 15 to 30 seconds, and then you can pretty much go right back to it, which is what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and start off around set 2. And get your stance, get your balance ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switching it up. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest. So hopefully a good enough pace for you guys, because that's the pace I'm going to keep with all of these exercises. So we just did 2 sets of the side leg taps. Now we're going to move on, and in no specific order. Like I said, because where you put an exercise affects the one previous and it affects the one after based off of how you fatigue your muscles, that I'm just going into an upper body exercise to give my lower body rest. But the next one we're going to do is just an elevated push-up. We've done that a handful of times, so we should all be good as far as form with that and which surface in our house we're going to use so that it's not too difficult, but it's not too easy. There's that middle ground. So we're going to knock out 2 sets of 10 with push-ups. I'm going to start us off with that slow and steady pace. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. I'm going to pop on up, collect my 30 seconds of rest, and I'm going to go right back to it. And let's go back to our second round here. 10 push-ups, slow and steady pace. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there, guys. 8, 2 more. 9, 1 more. And 10, relax. Woo! So there you go, 2 exercises down. We're not doing a circuit today. It's more, this is actually kind of more personal training and private training than anything. It's not necessarily tailored to you, because it would be almost impossible for me to do that for everybody, but it's as close as we'll get. So keep breathing, sip of water if you need it. We're going to move on to the next exercise, which is a side step and squat. And we're going to do 2 sets of 10 there. And each squat, each time we get to a squat, it's going to count as 1. So we'll do 10 squats, take a break, and then we'll go on to set number 2. All right, let's start off with a squat. 1, 2 side steps, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10, rest. So the difference here is with 30 seconds, who really knows how many repetitions we were getting? we were only focused on the time aspect. Now, we're not really focused on the time aspect because it takes us X amount of time to do 10 reps. So our focus changes from time to repetitions. And in this case, 10 of them versus 30 seconds. We're still resting. All right, here we go. We're going to go into our second round of that, our second set. And here we go. 1 squat, 2, 3, 4 so far. You don't know what lies ahead. I'm just kidding. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10, rest. So I'm glad you're liking this. This is, like I said, this is kind of more of how if you were to actually meet with a personal trainer after X amount of time of being with you and learning what you need, you would basically come into every session and they would have different sets, different reps, and different exercises prepared for you versus a group setting where everyone's in a different boat. So you kind of just have this organized chaos where you throw different stations out there. You can't really choose the weight for anybody because everyone's different. You can't really choose the rep count for everybody because everyone's different. So you just say, all right, do as many as you can in this amount of time. That way people can individualize it to themselves. So a circuit's kind of like organized chaos, where this is more systematic, a little slower, but that's okay. All right, moving on. We did our 2 sets there. Now we're going to go ahead and do high knees with a twist. 10 repetitions per side. So what that's going to look like is, if my puppy moves, watch out. That's going to be 1. And then we're going to 2. That way each side gets 10 repetitions. All right, guys, here we go. Set 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, rest. What do you want, crazy man? All right, 1 set down. We got 1 more to go with that exercise. He's in quite a mood this morning. For those that have seen him a couple times, this is what he's actually like. Puppy. All right, guys, set 2. High knee with a twist. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all he wants to do. 5, 6. Looking good, guys. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo. Looking good, feeling good. 2 sets are a basic, well, you kind of summarize it as we're doing 20 repetitions of everything, which is a good amount of reps. So you should feel good just knowing that that's how many you're doing of everything. I'm taking my break. I'm going to jump into another exercise here, which if you have your cans or actually even a resistance band, that will work. I'm going to introduce another piece of equipment here that Core Life will eventually be selling, and something we're going to try to get into the hands of a lot of patients for home programs is a kettlebell. So I'm just going to start to use this sparingly just to get you familiar with the idea of what it is and kind of what it can do. So obviously I'm not expecting anybody to have this at home, but if you have cans or a band, same idea. It's just a different type of resistance, just as this is gonna be a different type of resistance for me. But what we're gonna do is a curl and press for 10 reps. So I'm gonna take either my cans, either my band or my kettlebell, and I'm gonna curl and push straight up and then return. And we're going to do that for 2 sets of 10. Here we go. I got my kettlebell. You have your resistance. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more guys, 9, 10, rest, 1 set down. Taking our 15 to 30 second break. And here we go. Back to it for set number 2. Working the same muscle groups in the same way. And here we go, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looking good. 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. Good. Go ahead and put that guy down. We just did our 20 repetitions there for the curl and press. Now, switch up on you. We're going to do a flat plank. Or it's going to be elevated, but it's going to be either low or high. Pick the one to your fitness level. I'm going to go ahead and do the flat on my forearms version, but you're more than welcome to do the high plank. 2 sets, 30 seconds apiece, anywhere from 15 to 30 seconds in between them. So we have back-to-back planks here, guys. I think that might be one of the first times we've done back-to-back planks that are the exact type of plank. So let's go ahead and try that. And 30 seconds. Watch out, puppy. Here we go. I don't know. No. Come on. Sorry, guys. All right, here we go. 30 seconds. I got to tend to this creature over here. Holding it nice and steady. I got my ramp position. I'm flat as a board. Somebody could ramp up me. I don't want to dip. I don't want a mountain. I want to be right in the middle there. I'm elevated, so I'm at a bit of an angle here, which makes it a little easier than if I were completely flat. And rest. Good. We got one more of those. Whew. How we doing, guys? It's a little slower, but it's also a little more, like I said, systematic, which can be different and better for us in many ways. All right, back into that position. We're going right back to set number 2 here, 30-second plank, either high or low. Here we go. Looking good. Hold it, guys. And rest. Nice. Yeah, slower pace for sure. But we're probably going to be able to fit in maybe a couple more exercises. So just different. All right, but we're done with the planks there. I'm going to go back to my resistance, which once again, your resistance can either be a band, it can be a can of beans, whatever you got. I'm going to stick with my kettlebell here just to continue to show you the different ways that this can be used. What we're going to do is a push and pull. So I'm going to actively push out, and instead of just dropping it and letting it come back to prepare myself to push again, I'm actually going to place emphasis in pulling back in and pinching my shoulder blades. So 2 sets of 10. I have my resistance right here. I'm going to fix my posture before I start. I don't want to start like that. I'm going to go ahead and roll my shoulders back, and I'm going to push out, pull in. 2 sets of 10, guys. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest. One set down. So a resistance band for that, and I'm actually going to do a how-to video at some point, but it's I'll just do I'll show you really quick. You can actually take a long sock and you tie a knot on both ends, and then you actually put that in your door, and then you shut the door and you can loop the band through this hole, and then you can hang it on your door, and you can do flies, and then you can turn around and do rows. So they do have door anchors that you can buy, but I literally just use a sock with a couple knots in it, and then you can attach your band to stuff. And that's a game changer, because then you really do have a gym in your house, because that allows you to do anything that you could do anywhere else. So I'll do a how-to video at some point once we actually have these in stock and we know people have bands. But yeah, it's a game changer when it comes to your band. All right, guys, round dose. Taking my resistance here. If you got cans, that's perfect. And actually, really quick, sorry, if you do have a band, what you can do is pull it apart and then go in and out. So you're still going to have muscles working, because you got to pull apart that resistance. And then you can just do almost like a body weight, where you focus on squeezing and pinching your chest and your shoulder blades. And you actually get more involvement of the shoulders, because now you're pulling something apart. All right, guys, here we go. Last set. Pushing and pulling. 5, sorry, I wasn't counting, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Done with that one. Push and pull. We got one more, and that'll give us kind of a full balanced workout. And what I mean by that is every single exercise we've done, we've also done the opposite muscle group. So one of the exercises we did with the curl and press, the curl right here is going to be our bicep muscle. We can't neglect the tricep. You get a little bit of tricep with the push-up, but I also want to do an isolated tricep exercise so that those two balance out. And that's actually going to lead us to the last exercise, which we've done before, and that's overhead tricep extension. And I've done that one a couple of times. It's not the only tricep exercise, but for the video and demonstration, it's the easiest. There's a lot of other tricep exercises, but I worry about you guys in your form and how I can't. It's a little tougher for me to help you just through this type of platform. So that is why I go to this as a tricep exercise, but I assure you it is not the only one. All right, guys, go ahead and take your resistance. And if it's a band, you just step on it and you can do one or two hands at the same time and grab it from behind you. But I got my kettlebell, or if you have your cans, we're going to go ahead and do overhead tricep extension, just lifting straight up. I'm going to show you from this view. So we're going to do 10 of those. Here we go. 1, 2, only thing that bends are my elbows. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. One set down. Crazy man, what do you want? And then in 10 more seconds, we'll go back to set 2. All right, I'm going to grab it. Same idea, guys, same muscle group. That's why this is a little different. Same exercise back to back. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest. Good. So there is your full body kind of personal training session there. Different from what I've done in the past where it's like, okay, just do as many as you can in this amount of time. Now I know that you at least did 20 repetitions of every single exercise that we went through. So I have an idea of volume of what you had to go through throughout the entire protocol. So that's how it's helpful as a trainer to know, because you can understand how many reps people did. And then we do have like a minute left. So as far as stretching, there's always a couple classic areas that everybody has tight on them. One of which, especially for females that have to wear or do wear heels, your calf becomes very shortened and tight, and then it can lead to all sorts of issues. So a calf stretch is always going to be helpful. And I'm hoping you can see my feet. All you got to do is find some sort of straight up surface. It's best if it's inclined, but no one really has something perfect in their home. So like a wall will do, and you just put your foot up to it so that your toes are closer and closer to your shin, and then you kind of send your hips forward. So I'm not slouching, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm really just kind of sending and tucking my hips and driving forward until I feel that pull in my calf. And then I go ahead and switch to the other side.